Hey, this is Amy Van Meel. This is the very first episode of what I'm starting with calling the Dare to Begin Small and Mighty podcast. So I'm going to be totally honest with you here. I'm a complete newbie. I don't have any experience doing podcasts, and it literally just dropped into my head about 10 minutes ago that it was time to do a podcast and that this would be a great way to chat with you. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am an interior designer by training. I have had my own design business for going on 4.25 years now, and it's been a challenge. I've learned a lot, and it's been an interesting go. I heard recently this week that if you want to have a epic journey in personal growth, start a business. And they're absolutely right. So I started my design business 4 years ago from seeing a need. I saw that other designers weren't serving customers in a way that I thought was right or fair. I felt that homeowners should be able to dictate what goes in their home. I mean, after all, it was their money and they have to live with what happens in their home afterwards. So I wanted to create a service program that allowed for more personal design services. And you know what? The truth is, up until about 2 weeks ago, I was feeling a bit miserable about it. I'd had some success, but didn't feel like I'd had any sustained success. And then I realized, as I looked back over the 4 years I'd had my business, that 3 out of my 4 years had been profitable. Now, if you are thinking about starting your own business, this may not ring true for you, but if you have started your own business and you've been going at it for a little while, you may notice that your income tends to be moved out by your expenses, and the more that you bring in, potentially the more that you are sending out. So I had a majorly profitable first quarter in 2018 and promptly put together a new website using the profits from that quarter. So that's just one example, but it's been good. It's been an interesting challenge, like I said. So that brings me to, what am I doing here? About 4 or 5 months ago now, I received drops of gold into my mind from what I can only describe as the ether, that I realized after about a week were actually a business idea. So I am now in pre-launch, and this week I'm actually attempting to validate this new business idea and ensure that there is a market out there for this business idea. And I have to be honest with you, this has been a challenging, it's only been a day and a half. Well, almost 2 days. It's 3 o'clock here where I'm recording. And this week has been a challenge for me. And I realized that I have a lot of fear around validating a business. So the idea of the Dare to Begin business platform is essentially that it's a springboard platform for entrepreneurs who are doing it alone and are struggling with some of the basics on the business side, or someone who is getting ready to start. My focus is more service-based businesses because that is my experience, and they just don't have an idea where to start. So if that is you, hang tight, because I'm excited to talk about and share the information that I've learned over the years. So the podcast today is starting out of really just a sense that this is the best medium to talk to you on. And I want to talk today about just being in the doubt. So as I mentioned, this week I am validating this new business idea, and it's like a freight train hit me as soon as I read the first module. So I'm taking a course through Amy Porterfield. If you aren't familiar with her, I highly recommend you check out her podcast. I believe it's called Online Marketing Made Easy. She's phenomenal. She's a fellow Amy, which always makes me excited. And this week, like I said, this week's module is all about validating the business. And that brings a ton of fear up for me. So when I look at where I'd like this business to go, and I see the impact that the framework I'm putting in place could have on people such as yourself. If you're listening and you're thinking about starting a business, it excites me. When I start looking at the nitty-gritty pieces of it, of getting going, I will admit I feel like I'm, lost in the slog of the forest. So it's one of those, you can't see the forest for the trees. I can see all of the trees, but I can't see what's happening around the corner or remember where I'm going in the first place. So if you're thinking about starting a business and you're stuck in the fear and doubt and overwhelm side of things, let's make a promise right here and now. Let's stick together. Let's figure this out together. If you are willing and open to go on the journey with me as I figure out the whole podcasting bit and how to best serve you, then and now I got to be honest with you, I don't have a clue. I think you can follow the podcast along, so I hope that you do. And I'm going to figure out how I can post this out onto some social media sources to hopefully find more people than just me sitting in my office. And yeah, I just want to encourage you, if you're thinking about it and you're really not sure, message me. You can find me on Instagram at I Dare to Begin. The website I have been working on will be coming up, I expect soon. That's a goal this week to bring it up. Or you can always email me directly, Amy, A-M-Y, at daretobegin.net. And I'd love to touch base with you if you're thinking about a business idea or you've had a business for a while and you're just sort of, muddling along, you're not quite sure what you're doing. Let's have a chat, because I would love to know if I can help you and how I can do that best. I'm going to keep this episode fairly short because I have a tendency to ramble without any notes. And since this is my first, I didn't make any notes today. So if you've been listening, thank you so much for listening. And I would love to have feedback. If you have some thoughts of what you'd like me to touch on or questions that you have around starting a business, or maybe you're in a service-based business and you're kind of struggling with something, please feel free to post those. And I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Thank you for listening.